Welcome, everyone, to Take the Lead. I am your host, William Kliski.
It is me, John O'Halloran, folks at home.
The luckiest man alive.
Yes, I won 3 squares last week during the Super Bowl. I am the freaking man. I redeemed myself after losing in fantasy football. That's my redemption.
Now, I won't tell you how much he won, but I will say that after quick calculations, he almost 27x'd his money from buying the squares to what he received.
And going in there, I said to myself, there is absolutely no way I'm going to win these squares. They don't have a chance. I won second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. Too bad I didn't win the first because I would have been racking in that damn dough, boy.
So, I want to make a public apology to LeBron James.
Yeah, you bet.
Last week, I trash talked him a bit, saying that he's a professional athlete and he shouldn't complain about having to play an all-star game.
Yeah.
Well, now I can criticize him some more because LeBron James is now the all-time NBA leader in turnovers.
Seriously. Holy crap.
Yep.
All right, let's criticize him.
So, where's the number? So on Friday, this record came to fruition with his fourth turnover against the Grizzlies, which gives him a total of 4,525 for his career.
That's a lot.
That breaks Karl Malone's long-standing NBA record of 4,524.
That's a lot, too.
Mm-hmm. So
LeBron James, by then in his career, is going to have a lot of records broken.
yeah, he's like, let's go for them all, including the bad ones. But LeBron, you're still trash. Now you have a record that proves it.
Well,
I don't care. I don't care that you more than doubled Karl Malone's assist and only have one more turnover.
Listen to this guy.
It's a record that you don't want to have, and guess what? He has it.
Yeah, it's true.
I just wanted to say it. It's funny. So, Warriors, Steph Curry versus James Harden, comparing NBA's all-time three-point streaks. So, Steph Curry can add to an already impressive list of career feats when the Warriors host the Brooklyn Nets on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Curry has made at least 4 three-pointers in 13 consecutive games. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Something accomplished by only one other player in NBA history, someone who also figures to be launching from deep at Chase Center as Curry tries to break his mark. The Nets' James Harden set this record with the Rockets in December of 2018 through January 2019. Harden shot 41.3%, 85-206 from three-point range in that 13-game stretch.
Yeah.
Let's see. Houston went 10-3 during Harden's stretch, and the Warriors have gone 7-6 during Curry's. So, during his 13-game streak, Curry has made 78 of 156, which is exactly 58%, averaging 31 a game while shooting 54% from the floor.
That dude literally can shoot from anywhere and make it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So in this chart, they have the most three-pointers in NBA history. This is crazy to think about. It tells you how many games they did it in too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll start at number 5, okay? James Harden is number 5.
Yep.
2,381 in 853 games. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Kyle Korver is the 4th. 2,450 in 1,232 games. Reggie Miller, number 3, 2,560 in 1,389 games. Steph Curry, 2,626 in only 725 games.
That's crazy.
And then Ray Allen, 2,973 in 1,300 games even.
Curry's going to destroy that.
Curry's still like half of the games Ray Allen has played.
And he's going to absolutely destroy that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to see a shooter like.
Do you
Steph
think
Curry
James
again.
Harden will pass Reggie Miller? He's less than 200 behind right now.
Oh, he'd probably beat it next year.
Yeah.
Or even the year after that. But you're never going to see a shooter like Steph Curry again. What this guy can do is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's
because obviously me being a LeBron fan, I would follow LeBron, and those, I think, was it whatever, 5 straight finals, 4 straight finals to face each other. I was like,
Yeah.
Cavaliers don't have a chance. This dude can shoot from anywhere.
Yeah. Nuts.
Depends on the Celtics, but
For real. Crazy. How many 3-pointers do you think Steph Curry's going to have at the end of his career? I'm going to say 3,800. That's my wild guess.
I'll go somewhere around that, yeah. I don't think anyone's going to even come close to it for a long time.
Yeah, I've done with basketball, so go ahead.
Kevin Garnett says from his generation, players from his generation couldn't play in the modern NBA.
I'd agree. They'd all get tossed out.
Yeah. He says he was in an interview with Time Magazine. He said, I don't think guys from 20 years ago could play in this game. Garnett said, you can be forgiven for thinking that someone who played at the insanity that Garnett did during his career would have critics of a game that go away from big men betting their defenses in low posts, hand checking down the lane. But the former Timberwolves said in Celtics Star alluded that the modern game, saying current players, is on that level. He issued a challenge to those who disagree. Pretty much, he said, "I want you to get on a court, sprint corner to corner, stop on a dime, and shoot a three." Garnett said, "I want you to do it. Do 10 of those. Then I want you to focus on how tired you are, because these players do that for 48 minutes." It looks like Shaq obviously was telling guards he doesn't think they can't take their careers to the next level, though. So pretty much he's saying guys in his generation couldn't play in today.
Yeah.
Which is true, because, if Garnett was playing right now, if he would get in people's heads, which he did a great job doing, you got guys who just storm off the court.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett did that, like, especially to Carmelo Anthony when he said to, I forget his wife's name is. I think he said something like to Carmelo Anthony, your wife tastes like honeycomb or something like that. Like, if you do that now, these players are soft. You touch a guy, he falls on the ground, screams, rolls on the ground, and you get a technical foul. Especially LeBron being my favorite player. You put your fingernail on LeBron James, he flops, a fish out of water. No, I absolutely agree with what Kevin Garnett
LeBron probably
saying.
has earned like 10 Oscars in the NBA, at least.
Oh, yeah. Derrick Rose heading back to New York for Dennis Smith for a 2021 second-round pick.
Interesting.
I wish, a player like Derrick Rose stayed healthy.
Oh, yeah.
That's unfortunate happened to his career so far.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be the first player, this will be the first MVP not to make the Hall of Fame.
You think so?
Yeah. Just because the injuries happened, and he was on his way to becoming great.
Oh, yeah.
This season he's averaging 14.2 points. That's not too bad.
No, it's not.
Dennis Smith was just drafted just a few years back. Obviously, is not what people thought he was going to be so far, but he's still young. He's only averaging 3 points per game.
Oof. 3 points. Yikes.
I think he's been in the league for a few years now. He's already on 3. This is the third team he's been on. So it's not looking too good for Dennis Smith here.
Mm-hmm.
I remember last week we talked about LeBron James criticizing the NBA for having the All-Star game.
Yes.
Now there's another star coming out.
Let me guess. Kevin Durant.
Nope. Giannis. I agree with LeBron. I don't see the point in playing All-Star game without fans. But you're playing the season without fans, so what the hell's the point, you idiot?
What's the difference?
There's no difference.
Just have some fun. You guys almost scored 200 points each anyways in the All-Star game. It's not like you care when you play. That's what I don't like about the All-Star game.
No, there's no defense. They don't try.
Yeah, exactly. There's no defense.
No.
Sounds like LeBron in the regular season. But
LeBron James said last week it's a slap in the face. Giannis came out and said at the end of the day, if we have an All-Star game, I hope fans can be there and we can go back to them. But at the end of the day, if we have an All-Star game, just to have an All-Star game, we don't have fans, I don't see the point. You're playing without fans. I don't see the point in why you're trying to make this argument. Your point's invalid. You're playing without fans right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't get
Except you won't play
guys.
defense.
I don't get some of these guys. If you don't want to play the All-Star game,
Don't.
guess what? Don't play in it.
Just be like, nah, I'm good.
Back out of it. If you don't want to play a game without fans, don't do it.
And if those 5 days are really that important to you.
Go home with your family.
Okay, how about this? No All-Star game, just continue the regular season. No 5 days off.
How about that? Because you guys are complaining about that too with all the money you make.
Yeah. If you want to complain, give me some.
Yeah, me too.
Give me your All-Star game revenue.
I mean, sometimes athletes just irritate me. They really do.
They're privileged. The
That's
wealthy be privileged like that. They can complain about the dumbest things.
Yep.
Any more?
No.
MLB announces changes to minor league structure featuring 120-team regional alignment.
I mean, the Fisher Cats are coming back?
Fisher Cats are good. We made the cut.
Are they going to have fans, though?
We'll find out.
Probably. Well, I mean, if you guys don't know, our minor league team in here, Manchester, New Hampshire, is a Fisher Cats, and they probably average about 60 fans a game, so I think we're going to be good. I mean, that stadium's so empty, you could fart across the field and someone could hear it. That's how empty it is.
Yeah. MLB released a plan Friday for 2 AAA divisions and 3 divisions, each for AA, high A, and low A. 40 affiliates were dropped from 2019, the last season under the old minor league system, and the remaining teams were offered the 10-year licenses in December, all 120 accepted by Wednesday's deadline. The leagues have not yet been named. The leagues have not been named. Major League owners, Commissioner Rob Manfred, and his staff have not decided whether to retain traditional names with leagues, such as the International Pacific Coast at AAA, Eastern Southern Texas at AA, and California, Florida State, and South Atlantic, which have been Class A. Let's see. AAA teams for now remain scheduled to open 144 game schedules at the start of April.
Wow, 144?
But are likely to be pushed back until the start of May because of the pandemic. AA teams scheduled for 138 games each, and high and low A teams with 132 games are now slotted open in early May. So if we can go, we should go to a Fisher Cats game.
Yeah, if there's fans. Which I think they will because...
Go to an early enough game. There's only like 10 people there anyways.
That's right. That's what I'm saying, because Fisher Cats, they don't even average a lot of fans, so I think there's a chance there will be fans, but obviously
spread out.
Probably not.
Top minor leaguers probably will spend April at alternate camps used by MLB teams to keep potential call-ups in shape last year when the entire minor league schedule was canceled due to the virus. Regular season schedules announced next week. Minor league postseason formats have not yet been determined because of the pandemic. Each franchise top 4 affiliates will include 1 team apiece for AAA, AA, high A, and low A. Let's see. The New York Penn League, which started in 1939, was eliminated, and the Pioneer League, founded the same year, lost its affiliated status and became the Independent Partner League. MLB said that big league teams will be an average of 200 miles closer to the AAA affiliates, allowing most to be within driving distance of their parent team. Pretty good. And here's a good one. Ready? Salaries for players with minor league contracts are rising 38% to 72%.
Oh, that's good.
The weekly minimum rises. Oh my god! Listen how low this is. This kind of sounds like what we make. Have you heard how much minor league players have been paid before?
They don't make a lot.
The weekly minimum raises from $290 to $400 a week minimum at rookie level, $290 to $500 at Class A, $350 to $600 at AA, and $502 to $700 at AAA.
Jesus, they don't make a lot.
No. Let's see. For players on 40-man rosters and optional or outright assignments to the minors, the minimum is covered by the Major League Baseball Players Association collective bargaining agreement and rises from, ready for this big increase, $46,000 to $46,600.
Wow.
That's a whole stimmy right there.
Yeah.
For a player signing his first Major League contract. For a player signing a second or later Major League contract, the minimum increases from $91,800 to $93,000. I'm just kidding. 1,000.
Wow, they don't make a lot, but...
Yeah, that's about it.
So it's good to see minor league baseball's back. If any minor league fans are out there, or no, hopefully your home state could have fans.
Yeah. Go catch a game. They're always fun. Get them on a special day. We saw the Fisher Cats on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Day. Were you there with me, or did I go by myself?
No, we went there. We saw it was
Fly Jr., Boba and
it was,
Kevin Biggio.
There was 2 games back to back, but I don't think we stayed for the other one because I think you had work.
Well,
Or you had to go home and sleep.
Yeah, or we left early or something. Whatever. It was fun seeing them in TMNT uniforms.
That was pretty sweet.
Cubs and Jake Arrieta agreed a 1-year reunion.
Now he's back.
Yep. Let's see, a 1-year deal pending physical, according to multiple reports. Arrieta will be joining the club after he last pitched for the Cubs in 2017, a year after winning the World Series in 2016. He's blah, blah, blah words. He's 35 and pitched to a 5.08 ERA and a 1.51 WHIP in 9 starts last season for the Phillies.
He did not have a good stint with the Phillies.
No, he struck out 32 while walking 16 and 44 in a third innings. In 3 years with Phillies, Arrieta went from 3.96 to 4.64 to 5.08 ERA, while his strikeout rate dropped and his hits allowed rate rose. So at one point he was one of the best pitchers in MLB at one point. Yeah.
And after he went to the Phillies and went downhill. I mean, he only had I don't say he's one of the best pitchers at one point. He had a few good seasons. 2016 he was good. 15, 16 he was good. 17 he was decent, I believe.
Well, let's just say he's only been good with the Cubs. When he was with the team he was at before the Cubs, he was still trash.
Yeah, he was on Baltimore, I think. Baltimore kicked his ass to the side.
Yeah, do you want to hear his numbers for all 3 stints in clubs?
Yes.
For his time with the Orioles, 358 innings pitched, 20 and 25, 5.46 ERA. Cubs, 803 innings pitched, 68 and 31, 2.73 ERA. Phillies, 252 and 2/3 innings pitched, 22 and 23, 4.36 ERA. So he definitely did a lot worse with the Orioles than the Phillies.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, wow. He was traded to the Cubs in 2014 along with Pedro Strop, who ended up one of the most productive relievers in Cubs history.
Never even heard of him.
Me neither. Guess we're not Cubs fans. The following season, Arrieta won the Cy Young after going 22-6 with a 1.77 ERA.
So he won the Cy Young in 2015?
Yes. Next season, he finished 9th in Cy Young voting while the Cubs won the World Series. Arrieta won both of his World Series starts and even took a no-hitter into the 6th in Game 2. So we'll see how he does. Let's see if he can go back to his old Cubs ways.
We'll see.
Yep. Trevor Bauer says he's committed to being better in the LA Dodgers introduction.
Did you hear he apologized to the Mets fans? Because I guess it was a couple hours before he signed with the Dodgers, there was a leak on the Mets website. I think it was that he signed with the Dodgers. He signed with the Mets.
I didn't even hear about
and
that.
He apologized to the Mets, saying sorry for that happened.
Yeah, whoops. No words for you.
No, I was waiting for you to talk. I thought you were going to read your article.
I thought you were going to say something. It's just crazy that he's like, I'm committed to being better after a Cy Young winning year.
He just wants the ring.
Could you imagine how much better can you be after winning the Cy Young?
You can't. I mean, you were the best pitcher the previous year. You're going back in defending your Cy Young title, so there's nothing you really can do.
Yeah. I won the Cy Young last year, but I'm going to do even better. Watch me. The Dodgers rotation is absolutely filthy.
Walker Buehler, Clayton Kershaw, Trevor Bauer. I mean, David Price.
Nasty.
I mean,
filthy.
I hope Dodgers
Disgusting.
fans. David Price actually is a David Price before he was on the Red Sox, like when he was with Tampa Bay, when he was with Detroit and Toronto. I hope he is not the David Price when he was in Boston, because he did not want to be in Boston. He only went to Boston for one
money.
And he got that money. Also got a championship out of it.
Yep.
I mean, he was good 2018 during the playoffs. When he pitched, what was it, Game 5, I think he pitched. He was unbelievable. I think he knew he was up. He's like, I want to pitch Game 5 in.
Yeah. Read your story. The picture intrigues me. It's a baseball with a mask on.
MLB sets 2021 season protocols. They're bringing back to 7-inning doubleheaders.
I'm cool with it.
Run as an extra in a COVID contact tracing program.
I think double hitters should have been 7 innings forever anyway.
Yeah.
Just makes more sense.
because let's say if the doubleheader, you have a game at 1 o'clock, you have a game at 7 o'clock. Let's say if the first game goes up until 6 o'clock, you got to restart right up again.
Yeah. Or if the first game goes into extras, then you got to play again.
Then what if the other game goes in extras?
Yeah. That'd suck.
Oh,
big
yeah.
time, but I don't think... you continue reading. I'm going to see if that's ever happened before.
Obviously,
I'm going to say, has a doubleheader ever gone into extras?
Obviously, hopefully 2021 this season won't look like last season. MLB's planning for 162 games. The key on field rules adjustments that will be noticed on a difference from pre-2020 will be doubleheaders will be 2 7-inning games. Each offense will obviously get a runner to start every inning. Active roster limit will revert to 26 and expand to 28 in September. MLB clubs are permitted to carry 5 additional taxi squad players on all road trips. If you don't know what a taxi squad is, it's pretty much like their minor leagues, but instead of calling the guy up, they are going to have the guy travel with them. They will not also can't talk just like Will. They will not have a universal designated hitter as part of this agreement. That means the AL will. That means AL games will have the DH and L games won't. I definitely think they should have no DH and NL. I thought it was cool last year. I definitely think they should bring it back.
Yeah.
As far as the health and safety measurements for the upcoming season, the league has announced a variety of rules last Tuesday morning, including a mandatory 5-day at-home quarantine prior to reporting to spring training, frequent test, 10-day isolation periods required for individuals who test positive for COVID-19. Individuals who have been identified as having been in close contact with a confirmed case of COVID-19 will subject to mandatory quarantine for 7 days and must test negative on day 5 or later. Other requirements to join the club facilities. A new club-wide code of conduct prohibiting certain high-risk activities outside the ballpark, indoor gatherings of 10 or more, indoor restaurants, bars and lounges, fitness and wellness centers, entertainment venues, gaming venues, like casinos, or any other activity that is prohibited by the state or local governments. During the season, individuals during road trips are not permitted to leave the hotel other than the team activities at the team facility or ballpark. Other than medical reasons, outdoor walks, exercise, outdoor dining, if approved by a joint community, or the low-risk outdoor activities, or in or in the this is a lot to follow, man. Contact tracing program will require Nixon contact tracing device to be worn at all times while in club facilities, during club-directed travel, and while engaged in the team activities, including group workouts and practices. Face coverings obviously will be properly worn at all times when club facilities and in the dugout. All MLB clubs will have a compliance officer, contact tracing officer, and a face mask enforcement officer. Put your mask on right now. Just imagine walking in and you get yelled at for not wearing a mask. Or you're out in center field. You got a guy in the center field bleachers yelling at you to put a mask on. No, I'm glad the MLB is going to have a full 162 season. It's pretty cool what the MLB will carry taxi squad players. Active rosters will go 26 to 28. I'm pretty excited to bring back the double inning 7 innings. Hopefully, it can go well, and you won't see it just like the NFL, NHL, MLB. You're seeing not MLB, NBA. You're seeing all these games getting postponed. Obviously, probably going to see it in the MLB, but hopefully it does, and hopefully everything will work out well. Hopefully fans will at some point be back into the stadium, because I do miss going to Fenway. But honestly, right now, what's going on in this world, we can't. But hopefully one day, fans will be back.
So, I've been doing my research here, right? And, hold on. Oh, what is... This person didn't link something. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me reopen that. He gave the date. So, yes. Apparently there has been games, or there has been a doubleheader when both games went into extras. And it was apparently August 21st, 2010. between the White Sox and the Royals?
Guys, if you listen to this
double
podcast,
check that.
you learn
it's
something
Reddit.
new every day. I bet you know that. That's why you should listen to Take the Lead podcast. Please help us out.
And apparently, the first game of that doubleheader started at 6:10 p.m.
The second doubleheader?
The first.
The first
game.
6:10?
The first game, yeah.
What the hell? How does it even work?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what it could be? I wonder if it was like the previous game could have got rain in the 6th inning, decided to finish it at that time. Or maybe it got rained out like in the 8th or 9th inning.
For what?
Because you know how sometimes baseball, if the rain's bad, they'll, like the next day, like at 1 o'clock, they'll finish the 6th inning for the games getting rained out in the 6th inning.
Yeah.
I wonder if the rain started like in the 9th inning or something like that. And they said, all right, we're going to just play the 9th inning then.
No, they
jump to
usually
the real
call
game.
it after 7 innings if it's a big rain thing.
That's true. Sometimes, and there's other times they'll finish it, but 6:10?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Here's another one for you. Someone asked this question on Reddit, and I'm just reading some of the responses. And then there's some other interesting facts after. So this person replied, not what you're looking for, but in 1927, the first game of a Yanks-Red Sox doubleheader went 18 innings and lasted 4 hours, 20 minutes. Nice. Obviously without any breaks for commercials or anything. The second game was called after 5 innings due to darkness.
Different time now.
Yeah, and also the Sox starter in that game was 22-year-old future Hall of Famer Red Ruffing. He tossed 15 innings and faced 73 batters that night.
Oh, my God.
And he continued pitching for 20 more years.
He must have been exhausted in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Here's a good one. Ready? I don't know if it was ever for a long game, but the White Sox forfeited a second game in 1979, which was a cool story. Have you ever heard of Disco Demolition Night?
Yes, I did hear about that.
July 12th, 1979, Comiskey Park in Chicago. Game ended in a riot.
Yep.
At the climax of the event, a crate filled with disco records was blown up on the field between games of a twilight doubleheader between the White Sox and the Detroit Tigers. Many of those in attendance come to see the explosion rather than the games rushed on the field after the detonation. The playing field was so damaged by the explosion and by the fans that the White Sox were required to forfeit the second game to the Tigers.
I remember hearing about that. I watched the documentary about it.
Oh, wow.
I was laughing at it. That's a good idea. Let's put fucking records on a baseball field. Good job,
Promotional
White Sox.
event admitted those with a disco record for 98 cents. Imagine going to a game for less than $1.
Here, take this crappy
Disco record.
disco record. Are you sure this is James Wyndham the Foxies? Yeah, I don't want it. It sucks.
White Sox officials had hoped for a crowd of 20,000, about 5,000 more than usual. Instead, at least 50,000, including tens of thousands of Dolls adherents, packed the stadium, and thousands more continued to sneak in after the gates were closed.
Well, yeah, if you say we're going to make stuff explode, people like stuff when they explode.
Many of the records were
What the
not
fuck?
collected by staff and were thrown like flying discs from the stands. After Dahl blew up the collected records, thousands of fans stormed the field and remained there until dispersed by riot police. I wonder if there's any footage of this. I'm going to have to look.
There has to be.
In 1979, Disco Demolition Night remains well known as one of the most extreme promotions in MLB history.
I don't know whose idea it was in the White Sox front office or what department thought it'd be a good idea to blow up records.
I don't know.
No, we're not getting any fans. We need to get fans in the stadium. I got an idea. Let's blow up stuff.
So, I know I got some fun facts for you. There's 3 types of doubleheaders. There's a twilight, a classic, and a day night.
No, I haven't. Everyone knows it's a day and night.
Do you know the difference between the 3?
Nope. The only one I knew was a day night.
So, in a twilight doubleheader, the first game is played in the late afternoon. After the first game ends, a break of 20 to 30 minutes occurs, after which the second game is played.
That's what the Royals and White Sox must have done.
A spectator may attend both games by purchasing a single ticket.
That's pretty cool.
Simple. Under the CBA, this is allowed provided the start time of the game is no later than 5. Then there's a classic. Classic doubleheader is like a twilight doubleheader, except the first game is played in the early afternoon and the second in the late afternoon. This was often done out of necessity in the years before many ballparks had lights. Often, if either game went in extra innings, the second game was eventually called due to darkness. So, and then the day-night is first game early afternoon, second played at night.
Yeah.
And then you have to buy 2 tickets if you want to go to both. Hold on, where is it? Blah, blah, blah. Played an early now, second then. In this scenario, spectators must buy separate tickets to gain attendance at both games, except in special circumstances by the approval of the MLBPA, such as a makeup game resulting from a rainout. This is prohibited under the terms of the 2002 CBA. On August 22nd, 2012, the Miami Marlins played a day-night doubleheader at the Arizona Diamondbacks due to a scheduling error violating another section of the CBA, which prohibits 23 consecutive games without a day off.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And ready for the last thing that I want to say?
Yeah.
There have been 3 instances in MLB history where there was a triple header.
Triple header?
Yes, indicating 3 games between the same 2 teams on the same day. You want to know when they are?
Yes.
These occurred.
That'd be way before we were born.
His first team name is so funny. These occurred between the Brooklyn Bridegrooms and Pittsburgh Innocents on September 1st, 1890.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't swimming yet.
Brooklyn won all 3. Between the Baltimore Orioles and the Louisville Colonels, Colonels, on September 7th, 1896. Baltimore won all 3. And between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds on October 2nd, 1920. Cincinnati won 2 of 3. Triple headers are now prohibited under the current CBA, except when the first game is the conclusion of a game suspended from a prior date. This would only happen in an extremely rare case when the only remaining dates between teams are double headers and no single games are left for the suspended game to proceed.
Yep, that's what I mean.
Bold take. There will be a triple header this year. I'm just kidding.
When I was talking about Trevor Brewer, but apologizing to the Mets, he said, Met fans, I owe you an explanation apology. My attention this offseason was engaged with fans in a way that made the offseason free agency progress more interesting. I woke up early on Friday not knowing what my decision would be. And I spent 5 hours the next 5 hours on. It's yeah, right here. Right before not signing with the Dodgers, Brewers' official website began posting Mets merchandise. So it was Trevor Brewer's website that was that posted Mets merchandise. Those poor Mets fans, you know. They've been having a good offseason so far. They got Francisco Lindor making good moves. They have a chance to get the reigning NL Cy Young. They check his website. They see Mets gear. They get all excited. They post on Twitter. A few hours later, he signs with the Dodgers. So whoever posted that definitely should lose their job.
I want to interrupt you. I have some more double header facts for you. These are a little bit different. Double headers of note. Have you ever heard of the home and home double header?
What the hell? No.
It's where each team hosts a game.
Oh, yes. Okay,
it's extremely rare, and it requires the team's home ballparks to be in close geographical proximity. During the 20th century and before the advent of interleague play in 1997, only one instance was recorded in MLB history, a Labor Day special event involving the New York Giants and the Brooklyn Superbuzz.
So this is way back when.
Yep. September 7th, 1903. And then this is the only home-and-home doubleheader known to have been part of the original Major League season schedule. Since interleague play began, the New York Mets and the New York Yankees have on 3 occasions played a home-and-home doubleheader. Each occasion was due to a rainout during the first series of the season. During the second series of the season, a makeup game was scheduled at the ballpark of the opposing team as part of a day-night doubleheader. Those 3 dates were July 8th, 2000, June 28th, 2003, and June 27th, 2008.
So the last time it happened was 2008?
Yeah, and wow. In 2008, Game 1 at Yankee Stadium, the Mets won 15-6. And then in Game 2 at Shea Stadium, the Yankees won 9-0. So the Mets got all their offense out. Actually, I find that really funny. If you combine them, they tied 15-15.
So the Mets won the first game?
Yeah, they won the first game 15-6,
15-6.
and then 9-0 Yankees.
Wow, so the offense was quiet.
Yeah, they used all their offense in that first game at Yankee Stadium. And then, I'm not done yet. On September 13th, 1951, the St. Louis Cardinals hosted a doubleheader against two different teams.
What is it?
The first game was a 6-4 win against the Giants, and the second game resulted in a 2-0 loss against the Boston Braves. September 25th, 2000, the Cleveland Indians also hosted a doubleheader against two different teams. The September 10th game against the White Sox in Cleveland had been rained out with no common days off for the remainder of the season. In both teams in a postseason race, the teams agreed to play a day game in Cleveland on the same day the Indians were to host the Minnesota Twins for a night game. The Indians defeated the White Sox 9-2 in the first game, while the Twins defeated the Indians 4-3 in the second. On occasion, a doubleheader may occur where the games are played at the same park, but one team is designated home for each game. This is usually the result of earlier postponements. The first occurred in the modern era in 2007 when snowstorms in northern Ohio caused the Cleveland Indians to postpone their home opening series against the Mariners. 3 of the games were made up in Cleveland when both teams had off days during various points of the season, while the fourth was made up as part of a doubleheader in Seattle on September 26, 2007. With the Indians as the designated home team for the first game, the Indians won the first, acting as the home team 12-4, but lost the second as the road team 3-2.
So again, their offense was quiet that one. Another team.
Again, they used it all in the first game. And that's it for doubleheaders. That was like 10 minutes of doubleheader facts there.
Red Sox.
Disappointing news here.
Trade Andrew Benintendi, a 3-team deal. Mets were involved.
After seeing his stats from last year, I'm not as disappointed.
No, but
he was also hurt. So
Kansas City got so it's Red Sox received Franchy Corrado, Josh Winchesky, 3 players to be named later, 2 Royals and 1 Mets.
Yep.
Never even heard that, but that can even happen. 3 players to be named later.
Maybe they're just working out like which prospects or something.
Yeah,
Probably like double-A people.
Andrew Benintendi's headed to Kansas City, and the Mets receive outfielder Chow Lee. Benintendi, 26, was limited to 14 games last season. In those contests, he batted 103, 314, 128. With 6 more strikeouts than walks and 52 plate appearances. Benintendi was then shut down with a strained rib cage. He entered the season hitting .277, .354, and .442 with his career averages of 18 home runs and 18 stolen bases per 162 games. Benintendi, who will make $6.6 million this season, has 2 years remaining on his contract. The Royals are figured to start Benintendi left field most days. Elsewhere in the outfield, Kansas will likely start Whit Merrifield, who's I like him. He's a good player. Every day we'll use a combination of Edward Alvarez and Michael A. Terra in the other spot. The Red Sox, for this part, will add Corrado in the outfield. Mix that already includes Hunter Renfroe and Alex Verdugo.
Vertigo.
You
said Verdugo, and I just wanted to say Vertigo.
The guy that got hit 360, 304, 433, and 315 big league appearances. Though he has plenty of tools, he struck out roughly 35% of his career trips to those plates, limited in the ceiling. Boston will acquire Winchesky, a potential back-end starter who the Mets acquired in a Steven Mraz deal.
A question for you.
Yes.
Do you have an uncle named Brian?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
How sure?
100%.
Second uncle?
Possibly.
Grandfather? I don't know how old this guy is.
How come?
Red Sox general manager's name is Brian O'Halloran.
I'm related to somebody.
You gotta figure that out, buddy.
It's definitely a weird time. We're in a weird time for Boston sports.
And there's no guarantee Bradley will come back, so that's the entire outfield from the World Series championship.
No, Patriots are. I don't know. It's Boston sports is weird right now. Weird situation. Red Sox are going down. Patriots are going down. Celtics and Bruins are still there. No, Boston dominated sports the last 20 years, but the main two teams that did it were the two teams going down.
Yeah,
Patriots and Red Sox.
Celtics are coming up though.
There's just a weird time seeing the Red Sox be sellers and the Royals be buyers.
It's gonna be weird seeing Benintendi in a
Royals
teal,
uniform,
like a sky blue.
Yeah. No. If I were the Red Sox, I would never would have gave Chris Sale that money. I would have gave that money to one player, and that player just won the World Series.
Mookie Betts, baby.
In L.A.
This dude right here.
Right there.
I don't know if you can see him. He's right. He's behind my chair.
It's definitely a weird time being a Boston sports fan. No, Benintendi's only 26. I know he's not
Still
the player
young.
that people thought he was going to be.
Still young.
He's still young. I read I was listening to sports radio the other day. That there was a report of the guy the Red Sox got. They said he has power and speed. The guy has 12 career home runs and 8 career stolen bases. His career high in stolen bases and the season high was 5. So I don't know where his power is from, where his speed's from. I think Andrew Benintendi is the type of player that can bounce back.
Oh, yeah. He probably can.
No, last year the Red Sox said it was going to be a down year for them, but this year, let's say it's going to be a down year. But I understand the Red Sox got to stock their farm system because they traded a bunch of players to the White Sox for Chris Sale. Juan Mancota, Michael Kopech. Michael Kopech hasn't been a big league star that people thought he was going to be. Juan Mancota, I think, is going to be a good guy. A good player. Yeah, it's going to be a weird time. It's going to be a tough time being a Red Sox fan for the next couple of years.
We'll figure it out. At least that means our tickets will be cheap.
Yeah, I know. You got the Rays who are the Rays who are on the rise. The Yankees, so obviously I was there. The Blue Jays will be on the rise. Then you got Baltimore and you got the Red Sox in the AL East.
Yep. Let's start with some wholehearted football news. Are you doing baseball?
I got one. I got to do something.
Okay. NHL? Is that NHL? I see. Do we need the jingle? John's hockey second.
Yeah, hockey second, baby. NHL will make changes to COVID-19 protocols for arenas in response to uptick in positive test. The expansion for the rival floor is in the case injury treatment, which is... I don't really care for this one. Screw it.
That was John's hockey half story.
Well, I got to do something before we...
Yep.
That's not what I wanted. Bear with me,
You'll
folks. I
find-
still don't have my
Bear with
laptop.
them. Bear with them. The laptop's still MIA. But now we know. And you all know from the beginning of the show. He's got the funds.
Yes, I do, because...
Big Wallet John.
Thank you for Brad. Shout out to Brad.
Brad Harmon from BB&J Sports.
Thank you for texting me, having me do squares. Because if you never text me, if we'll never.
You should relay that thanks to me because Brad reached out to me to reach out to you.
Thank you, Will. Of course, Ad. Yeah, but thank you to Brad. Thank you to Will. Thank you to the Bucks winning the Super Bowl. I won the squares.
You got it? Load up.
Hold on. What the hell? Sorry, guys. I'm trying to do something here.
You can do it.
All right.
You can do it, John. Sorry for the awkward pause, guys.
It's gotten almost not realistic in anything that we've ever thought. This guy just changes the mold of way we think and continues, and there's Spagnuolo telling him.
I have no answers for you tonight, is what he's saying.
Right here, here's Brady saying, hey,
Keep in touch, he says.
here's looking at you, kid.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Have won
have
the
a
Super
second
Bowl.
Super Bowl title in franchise history.
Tom Brady's 7th.
Doesn't pass the torch quite yet to Mahomes. does he?
Tom
Even
Brady
though
doesn't pass the torch.
You're looking at the greatest right there.
Absolute madness.
7 Super Bowls. 7 Super Bowls.
Mad.
He has more. One player has more Super Bowls than like 3 or 4 other teams. Than most teams. Well,
No, Tom Brady has more Super Bowls than any team.
That's ridiculous.
Period.
That is ridiculous.
Tom Brady has more Super Bowls than all 32 teams.
Unreal.
Yeah. Jacksonville Jaguars Director of Sports Performance Chris Doyle resigns amid backlash.
What happened?
So he signed on Thursday
He signed thirds and already backed out.
Yep.
God damn, that was fast.
Where is it? So I want to make sure I have the. Where's the information? So the Jaguars director of sports performance, Chris Doyle, the former strength coach at the University of Iowa, who was accused of making racist remarks and belittling and bullying players while there, resigned late Friday night, just hours after the organization was criticized for the hire by the Fritz Pollard Alliance. So, yeah. Jaguars coach Urban Meyer and general manager Trent Baalke released a statement that said the team failed to properly consider the impact of hiring Doyle, who had reached a separation agreement from Iowa in June, as a result of allegations made by multiple black players. Chris Doyle came to us in the evening to submit his resignation, and we have accepted. Chris did not want to be a distraction while we were building blah 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 words. Chris did not want to be a distraction to what we are building in Jacksonville. We are responsible for all aspects of our program, and in retrospect, should have given greater consideration to have his appointment. May have affected all involved. We wish him the best as he moves forward in his career.
Wow. I did not expect that. I thought he resigned for something else.
No, a number of the allegations came from black players and concerned the way Doyle treated them and his use of racist language. So, yeah.
It's a word you don't say.
I don't know if that's the word, but...
And if it is, it's just a word you don't say if you do.
Yeah. J.J. Watt announces the Texans will grant him his release. And I saw this on Facebook in regards to that. Imagine if they could free up cap space, right? And imagine if J.J. Watt joins Aaron Donald with the Rams.
This is actually...
Imagine how nasty that would be.
That would be gross. Both of them
Kirk
right next to each
Morrison said he should line up next to the reigning Defensive Player of the Year and go win a chip.
other. I have a list of teams that possibly could sign him. Obviously, the Bucks could do it. They rank 10 in cap space.
Brady and freaking J.J. Watt on the same team.
Yep, the Titans. He could team with Mike Vrabel again. The Ravens. Steelers. T.J. Watt's already calling. He posted a gif on Twitter of The Rock doing the Just Bring It. The Packers. No, keep on the Buffalo Bills. No, the Buffalo Bills got a good defense on the rise. Keep around the Cleveland Browns. Chargers. Patriots. The Patriots have the fourth most cap room.
Yep.
Him and Bill Belichick.
That'd be nasty.
But I don't see him going there because, I mean, they don't really. The quarterback situation's not good. I'm sure he doesn't want to go to a team that doesn't have a.
Well, we don't know what it is,
Yeah,
so
a
you
decent
can't say it's not
quarterback.
good. I told you about that last week, about the long shot of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, it's true.
Imagine Patriots getting Rodgers and Watt. Would we be a Super Bowl favorite at that point, do you think?
Oh, Jesus, yeah. I don't see one team on there.
I don't see it happening at all. I give that a 0.0000000% chance.
There's one team I see that I don't see on there. It's obviously the Chiefs. Obviously, the Chiefs don't have any
Chiefs
money.
have no money. They have like $5.
Get this. We're watching the game last week, and my mom's friend goes, I feel bad for Patrick Mahomes. I look at her and go, you do realize this guy's making $500 million to throw a football. I still feel bad.
Why?
$500 million.
He has Tyreek Hill. He has Le'Veon Bell. He has Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He has
Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
I just
feel
feel
bad
bad
for
he
him.
lost. I'll say it one more time so you get through your thick head. He's $500 million.
That's where you'd say I feel bad for Tom Brady for losing to Eli Manning twice.
That's true. I was like, lady, he's going to go back to his mansion that has 75 bathrooms.
His loving girlfriend who supported him since high school, fiance now, I should say.
No, 47 bedrooms, 86 cars. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
But
He's fine. He already has one. He has to share with Tom.
he's 25.
obviously.
He's going to have way more.
No, he can
he's
keep
going
his
with a
one.
few
He
more.
just had to share with Tom. Tom was running low on rings.
I was on break at work, and I bring up Instagram, and the first thing I see, the first thing that pops up was this J.J. Watt released, and I know I was just shocked. I thought this guy was going to finish his career as a Texan.
I thought so too. And now, actually, here's a question: with J.J. Watt gone, do you think they trade Watson?
Yes, absolutely.
I wanted to do this on video as opposed to putting out a statement or doing a press conference or anything like that, because I want you guys to hear it directly from me. I want to speak directly to you and the city of Houston so you can hear the words straight from my mouth. I have sat down with the McNair family, and I have asked them for my release, and we have mutually agreed to part ways at this time. I came here 10 years ago as a kid from Wisconsin who'd never really been to Texas before. And now I can't imagine my life without Texas in it. The way that you guys have treated me, besides draft night, I mean, you guys booed me on draft night, but every day after that, you treated me like family. And I truly feel like you're my family. Since that day, I have tried to do everything in my power to work and earn your respect and try and make you proud on and off the field. You guys have given me everything and more, and I can only hope that you feel like I've given you everything I have. The city of Houston's been unbelievable to me. It's where I met my wife. It's where I've met lifelong friends and my teammates. I've had incredible coaches and training staff and equipment staff and cafeteria workers and the weight room staff and the front office people and people on the streets, people in restaurants and grocery stores and showing up at my house. The connection is special, and I will never, ever take that for granted because I know how rare it is. I'm excited and looking forward to a new opportunity, and I've been working extremely hard. But at the same time, it is always tough to move on. And I just want you guys to know that I love you. I appreciate you. I appreciate the McNair family for giving me, drafting me and giving me my first opportunity in the NFL. Thank you, Houston.
No, by releasing Watt, the Texans save $17.5 million in cash for the
Dang.
salary in 2021. Obviously, he's free to sign anywhere else. In 16 games this past season, Watt sold 52 tackles, 17 quarterback hits, 5 tackles, and 2 forced fumbles, along with an interception. It's just, I mean, it's just direction the Texans are going. I would not want to be a Texans fan right now. Watt became one of the best defensive players in the league, had to offer over the last decade, winning defensive player 3 times, a 2-time NFL sack leader, has over 100 sacks to his name over his career. Man, I just can feel for Texans fans right now. It's just not a good spot for the Texans right now. I know they traded. That's what I had to get. I saved something on my phone.
You got this, John. Oh. I just noticed the Band-Aid on your thumb.
I have a boo.
That must be fun when you have a touch screen, huh?
Oh, I love it. Texas fans, Houston fans, whatever, if you're listening, you might want to turn this you might want to skip this part. Over the last 12 months, Houston have lost some power. DeAndre Hopkins, James Harden, George Springer, Russell Westbrook, and then now J.J. Watt, and soon to be Deshaun Watson. It's not a good time to be a Houston sports fan.
I'd rather be a Boston sports fan still.
Marty Schottenhauer, who coached in 21 NFL seasons, has multiple ace wins, dies at 77. In 21 seasons, Schottenhauer made the playoffs 13 times, won 8 division titles, and also earned 2014 NFL Coach of the Year while leading the Chargers to a 12-4 record. Following a 4-12 season, Schottenhauer finished with a head coach record of 200, 126-1. Obviously good enough if all time. He's the most eligible coach with more than 200 wins who's not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. What? And only coached with more than 200 wins has not won a Super Bowl or NFL championship. Schottenhauer had a 5-13 record in the postseason, including going 0-3 in record conference games. Wow, he's not in the Hall of Fame with a record like that. 8 division titles, but the thing that hurt him right now is I know the postseason record, no Super Bowls, but I did not think he was not in the Hall of Fame.
Do I have more? Yes. Pittsburgh Steelers center Marquise Pouncey and twin brother Mike Pouncey of the Chargers retire.
They do on the same day together?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
And they're both centers, too.
That's pretty cool.
Twin centers.
And both in the NFL.
And both retired at the same time.
I like that.
Imagine if they're just like, bro, after this year, I want to both retire. It's like, sure.
Yeah, I play for the Chargers. Screw this crap. I don't play for this garbage team anymore.
But then the other one played for the Steelers. He's like, I'm tired of protecting Big Ben. Look at them.
Those are two dudes that would not want to step up against.
No. Looks like they have. No, I was about to say it looks like they have similar tattoos, but they don't.
More quarterback drama. You got Carson Wentz who wants out of Philly. You got Deshaun Watson who wants out of Houston. Well, Russell Westbrook. Almost said it. I stopped. I
heard the K.
No, you didn't. You heard Russell.
I heard the K.
You heard Russell Westbrook.
I heard the K.
You heard Russell Westbrook.
I heard the K.
Bro.
I heard the K.
Bro.
Yeah, there it is, Brooke.
Russell Wilson. I guess there's been rumors that he's not happy with the what's around him in Seattle. I mean, you don't only got DK Metcalf who can catch anything when you throw it up to him, but that's okay.
Yeah.
He aired frustration with his support cast in Seattle. Aimed all the media hoopla in the recent days. It's no surprise more teams continue to call the Seahawks about the availability and potential of Russell Wilson. Almost said it again. NFL Network's Tom Parcelli said on Thursday. Parcello. Those teams, from what they've picked up so far, have gotten no indication that the Seahawks are in any way inclined to trade their star quarterback. But the most that Wilson talks, the more teams are going to be trying to figure out what's going. They'll be calling the Seahawks, who probably are also trying to figure out what exactly is going on. Dan Patrick reported earlier Thursday that the Seahawks management is not happy with Wilson in his camp for going public with those concerns. About things like personnel environment, on-field protection over the years. You wonder why if they're going to be able to coexist, Patrick said. Wilson was 32, is an 8-time Pro Bowler, and is one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. Just signed a 4-year, $140 million extension with the Seahawks in 2019. Due $32 million 2021. He would actually cost Seahawks $7 million against the cap space this year. In addition, promoting a record $39 million cap hit. Just another player I thought would finish his career with this team. Patriots said there was 4th in cap space. Is it possible that the Patriots could possibly go out and get Russell Wilson? Would you want to get Russell Wilson?
It'd be cool to have Russell Wilson.
I would.
He's a great QB.
I would love the Eagles to have him, but the Eagles have no money because they decided to give Carson Wentz, who can't stay healthy, a boatload of money. But figure, you got all these players who, J.J. Watt's going to be a free agent, or Deshaun Watson going to be traded, Russell Wilson going to be traded. We're time in the NFL. Jets are showing interest in Juju Smith-Schuster and Will Fuller as free agent looms.
Ooh. Jets trying to give Darnold some weapons.
They have, I forgot how much money they have, but I know they got a lot. Is it in here? The Jets had the third highest cap space this season with $6,795,000. There's certainly that resources, so they obviously can bring both these guys in. The Jets had the second worst passing offense in the league last season with an average of 174.8 yards per game. Former number 1 third pick Sam Darnold missed 4 games due to an injury and completed 59.6% of his passes for 2,208 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. He went 2-10 as a starter. Jameson Crowder was the Jets' leading receiver for the second year in a row, catching 59 passes for 699 yards, 6 touchdowns in 12 games. The Jets did not go out last offseason. The Jets did go out last season, signed Brashard Perriman, trying to make up for the loss of Robbie Anderson, but he just caught 30 passes for 505 yards and 3 touchdowns in 12 games. Smith-Schuster is arguably one of the top wideouts, was looking for a new contract this offseason. The former 62nd pick out of USC immediately stepped in as a talented complement to Antonio Brown. Will Fuller is coming off a bittersweet 2020 season. He stepped into the number 1 role for the Texans after the franchise decided to send DeAndre Hopkins out west to Arizona, putting up career numbers across the board with 53 receptions, 879 yards. No, I like Juju. He's a good receiver. He's going to be dancing when he signs with Texans. Those stupid TikToks that he did.
Oh, my God. He's still doing them.
He is?
Yeah.
Come on, Juju. Dude,
Why wouldn't he
you're a
be?
grown-ass man. Get off TikTok.
Yeah, John, get off TikTok.
I don't have TikTok.
Then why'd your voice change?
There was a report that Tyrann Mathieu came out. Well, there wasn't a report. There was a tweet that Tyrann Mathieu sent out that said, if you guys remember, him and Tom Brady were jarring. There's one play in the NFL you don't want to jar.
Tom Brady?
Get up in his face is Tom Brady because obviously he's going to do something you don't want him to do.
Yeah, and that's go at you.
I guess he said Tom Brady called him something that he won't repeat. I don't know if it was a racial slur. I don't know if he called him a gay slur. I don't know what he called him.
Probably called him my bitch or something.
You my bitch. NFL films usually released mic'd up during the Super Bowl. They didn't show that clip, so who knows what Tom Brady said. No.
Have they released a mic though for the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like watching those.
I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't watched it, but I love watching them.
Oh, I do too. We're watching it after we finish recording.
The GOAT was mad. The Honey Badger didn't care on the on-field back and forth created headlines. In the minute math after the Super Bowl, Tyrann Mathieu stood his ground against Tom Brady, but Brady and the Bucks got the last word, putting up a dominant 31-9 victory over the Chiefs. Mathieu declined to say what was said between him and Brady, but he did say that he had never really seen that side of him. Emotions were clearly high, but it appears that the cooler heads prevailed shortly after Sunday after the game. Immediately after the game, Tom Brady texted apology to Tyrann Mathieu. Brady said that he knew that he had to match Mathieu's intensity during the game.
Not even gonna lie though, when seeing Brady and Gronk celebrating, still kind of felt like I won.
Yeah, I was happy.
Even though it wasn't New England.
I was happy for the both of them.
Yeah.
Including the text, Brady was calling Mathieu the ultimate competitor. He also called the Chiefs all-pro safety and incredible leader. Champion class act per lane. Brady said that he has followed Mathieu's career since his time at LSU, added that he's verbal attraction with Tyrone. I really love him as a player, Brady said via Newsday. I think he's a great ball hawking ability. He seems he's coming up with the biggest plays and the biggest moments. I just want to know what Tom Brady said.
Yeah, same.
Where the hell was that one? Bruce Arians says Tom Brady made a statement by winning, adds it wasn't all Bill Belichick. Tom is playing for his teammates right now. Buccaneers head coach Tom Arians told Sports Illustrated he wants those guys to experience what he's experienced 6 times. I think personally, too, he's making a statement, it wasn't all Bill Belichick. It was both of them. I mean...
Oh, for sure.
If the head coach and the quarterback has good chemistry, it's the both of them. It just wasn't Bill Belichick. It was both of them. And also Tom Brady brought that same culture he had in New England, brought to Tampa Bay. He had good experience with Bill Arians and Bruce Arians. And look what happened. A week ago tomorrow, they won the Super Bowl.
Yep. Here's a question for you.
Yep.
Who replaces Tom Brady with the Buccaneers when he's done? Because I'm sure the Buccaneers GM is eyeing someone you probably would never think of.
I don't know.
Well, Yahoo Sports has this interesting title. I don't want to dive into deeper than the title. I just think it's funny. It says, who replaces Tom Brady? Buccaneers GM eyes Blaine Gabbert as possible successor. Imagine going from Winston to Brady to Gabbert.
I can't believe Gabbert's even in the fucking league anymore. I thought his ass was gone a long time ago. Until I saw him running on the sidelines, I was like, this dude still plays.
Yeah. Nuts.
This is one thing I hate about sports sometimes. Patrick Mahomes calls out officials on Twitter.
Boo. More sportsmanship, Mahomes.
I will say there was a... What the fuck was that?
You clicked something. That's what happened, obviously.
There was some questionable calls during the game.
I disagree.
Chiefs were getting away with a lot. Bucks got away with a lot. The pass interference on Mike Evans, that wasn't a pass interference. They show that in slow motion. That was a bad call.
Nope. It was a good call.
No, the Chiefs were holding. Go back, watch the game. The Chiefs holding, Bucks are holding. His mom jumped out and said, "If you have the refs on your team, is that really winning?" At Giselle Bündchen laughed out loud. In the first half alone, an interception by Tyrann Mathieu got called back after Chiefs cornerback Travis Ward was called for defensive holding. There was also 2 iffy pass calls near the end of the first half that both occurred in the same drive and with the Bucs touchdown. Former NFL ref Terry O'Cleary wrote on Twitter that the two defense Jesus, I can't friggin' talk. That the 2 defense holding calls in Kansas City probably shouldn't have been called because they didn't come close to the standard that the officials have been using for defense all season. The Chiefs were flagged 8 times for 95 yards in the first half, which sets Super Bowl record for most penalties in the first half. And it's probably worth noting that Mahomes' mom definitely wasn't the only one upset with the officiating. Chiefs pass rusher Chris Jones also called out the official after the game. "I was very surprised at all the penalties," Jones said, Viva Pro Football Talk. "This is a Super Bowl. Usually you let the guys play, especially in the biggest game of the year. Penalties can change the game." Overall, the Chiefs finished the game with 122 penalty yards, which is the third most in Super Bowl history. In the Bucs, they were flagged just 4 times for 39 yards. There was definitely a lot of no iffy calls.
I still disagree.
I mean, the Mike Evans definitely was not a pass interference.
Yeah, it was.
But if you go back and watch last year's Super Bowl, the Chiefs got away with a lot of that should have been called.
I just want to say that Mike Evans in the end zone was pass interference.
Yeah, but it's over now. You can't do anything about it.
I know.
So we can go tomorrow.
Well, you said no. You said it wasn't.
No, I said it was pass interference.
I thought you said it wasn't.
It was before that. I think it was a Bucs first drive or just a third drive, whatever it was, when the defender didn't even touch him and called pass interference.
Gotcha.
Patrick Mahomes on go foot surgery following Super Bowl loss to the Bucs. No, the Bucs. I didn't want to say at the beginning, but I didn't get to it yet. But he'll now reportedly go under surgery to repair the foot. Per Ian Rappaport in the NFL, there's no surprise that the Chiefs, who expected this to be an outcome following the big game, Mahomes' recovery will take him through the offseason, likely sideline him for minicamp and training camp. Mahomes finished with 270 yards, no touchdowns, and 2 interceptions against Tar Bulls Bucs defense on Sunday. Now the Bucs defense, they did a good job getting to him. They got pressure on him. They did a decent job shutting Tyreek Hill for most of the game. They did a good job getting to Travis Kelce. They got pressure on Mahomes, and look what they did. He was scrambling, running for his life. The Bucs defense did a good job. I was worried for the Bucs defense.
Yeah, they absolutely didn't let.
They shut
Chiefs
him down.
do
That's
anything.
the first time in Patrick Mahomes' career he did not throw a touchdown in a game.
Yeah. You have any more?
Yep. I wasn't going to do this for basketball, but it's
Missed it.
pretty much NBA football. LeBron James on Buccaneers could be Tom Brady winning 7 Super Bowls. He's one of the GOATs. He's not one of the GOATs.
LeBron, Jesus, he is the GOAT.
He said, "How do I wrap my head around it?" He's one of the GOATs, James Hill reported after Monday. I've been watching him my whole life. Seemed like my whole life. I've been watching for 20 years now on however he's made the NFL. I watched him when he was with Michigan playing against Ohio State Buckeyes. I've been watching him for quite a while now. To see him go out there and do the things he's done in his career, for him to win another one yesterday in fashion that he won, it's pretty cool. He is the GOAT.
Oh yeah.
7 Super Bowls. 7 fucking Super Bowls. 10 Super Bowl appearances. 7-3. 6 Super Bowl MVPs. Yeah.
That was 5.
5.
It was something crazy. It's a lot. Are you checking it?
You were never going to see it again.
No. You have any more after we look this up?
No, 5, 7. I mean, come on, LeBron. Just say he's the GOAT. I know you want to say you're the GOAT, but 7-3. I mean, you're never going to see anything like this again. It's unfreaking real.
So, John, where can they find you on the internet?
You guys can follow my Instagram at John O'Halloran 15. My Twitter's _John _O'Halloran. You don't follow me, but that's okay.
You can follow me on both Twitter and Instagram at William Glisky. You can follow the show with both Twitter and Instagram at TTL Pod. Please rate, review, and subscribe on your preferred listening platform. We are going to start doing this outro in the intro, so you'll actually hear it when John wants to promote his Instagram.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But you still won't follow me, so that's okay.
Check us out on YouTube.
Share it with your friends, your family, your coworkers. Just get this podcast out there, you know?
Yeah, share it.
You guys are getting that money in for us, even though it's like
A couple cents a week.
it's okay.
We're all good with it. But we will see you in the next one.